G'day everyone, and we are doing Lawnmower Man. With me is my co-host Ethan.
Hi.
And I am here, Jared. Ethan, a turn of the century... No, it wasn't actually. It was like 1995, wasn't it?
99 too, Jared.
Oh, shit. Not even... Okay, the point is, it's about the turn of the century is what I was going to say. So it's a movie from 1992. It's... Well, I don't know if this is correct now to say. Is it based off a Stephen King book?
Well, it says it is in the credits, but, when I was glancing at it on Wikipedia, apparently, originally they were going to have a Stephen King movie, in the title, but he sued them to get his name removed from it because it's so different to the book. So I don't think it's...
inspired by
maybe
a
it's
short story
inspired
by
a
Stephen King?
novel.
Which makes sense because the entire way through, you kept fucking saying, wow, yeah,
No.
this feels
it
like a
was
Stephen
just
King
that
novel.
There's one bit where Lawnmower Man has created a lawnmower called Big Red, and he launches it at a guy to chew him to pieces.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it reminded me a lot of Overdrive.
Yeah, it does. Things coming alive,
the shitty effects, yeah.
To be fair, a lot of it, and this is to credit to Stephen King. I don't know how much of it is to him, but like, a lot of it felt like a Stephen King novel. Like, the good bits of the actual story, like the idea behind things, turn of the century, monster, I don't know, telekinesis powers, and all this religious angle and all that stuff. All the cool storyline bits felt like a Stephen King novel.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never read a Stephen King novel.
It didn't feel like it to you?
I've seen Overdrive.
I really think we should.
That's it.
We're selling ourselves short, not reading any of his, but
yeah.
Anyway, do you want to do a little summary of the movie? I mean, go ahead.
How do you summarize Lawnmower Man?
So Pierce Brosnan is our main actor. He is
Angelo, Dr. Angelo. Takes advantage of the neighborhood
retard,
disabled man.
Oh, okay. I guess we're going politically correct
mentally
now.
Disabled. Well, they use a lot of different words. to describe him.
He's at a level where he, let's just,
anyway, he
right,
takes advantage of him to experiment on him.
And he's actually,
accidentally gives him superpowers.
No, not accidentally.
Gives him superpowers.
Yeah, okay.
And all of that would be perfectly fine, except the evil corporation that Pierce Brosnan works for.
Evil Corp.
And Pierce Brosnan, right, is a doctor who's willing to just experiment on people unethically in his basement.
Yeah, so he's quite evil.
He's already, morally very grey. But he works for, the evilest evil corp ever. I kept joking the whole way through. I expected Dr. Evil to turn up. And he basically does.
The funniest thing we had was just the conversation about how Dr. Evil would be in it.
Yeah, but Evil Corp decide to inject him with Go Crazy Evil serum.
Yes.
And it starts a weird killing spree, and then he becomes God.
Right, because I didn't quite understand how any of that worked. Because he didn't seem to have his... Well, no, he did. Anyway, you're right. Let's actually go to the movie because I feel like I'm going to start explaining the end, and that doesn't make any sense.
Because the movie begins from the point of view of a chimp.
Oh, this is great. First off, everyone, I love animals in movies.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I think it's probably wrong in a lot of ways, and... I support,
you've been watching that Tiger King thing.
I support ethical uses of animals and stuff.
Okay. Okay, Carol Baskins.
Yeah, but man, I gotta say,
you
dude,
finished with your Peter
the
rant,
monkey. Well, if we watched it, the monkey probably came from that dog's place. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even think the monkey was alive. I'm pretty sure it was
that was a live monkey. That's a real monkey.
It was moving around real weird.
Dude, they need to use it. It was so they have a monkey. We start off with a monkey, and we have this. Our doctor Pierce Brosnan is.
So Pierce Brosnan is creating a serum to increase the intelligence of whoever uses it. And he's using VR to do it.
But then what's happening is he's arguing with the other guy who's like, no, try Serum 5.
Yeah, so the Evil Corp just wants to make soldiers out of the monkeys.
They are so evil. We're going to say this a lot.
They are obsessed with creating stupid soldiers.
Yes, they want... So you have... And this is where they're so stupidly evil. It's like you have the ability to increases someone's intelligence.
To the point where they gain superpowers.
Godlike powers, right?
Yeah. They don't care.
Yeah.
They just want the monkeys to shoot people.
All they care about is, do the monkeys shoot people? And it's like, come on. You don't see any... I'm not even talking about selling it, just the benefits to yourself.
Right.
Right? It's just like go in, get a mind jack or whatever, and become a super intelligent person, and then you make dumb soldiers.
The monkey like overhears them talking about changing the serum and the dangers to it, so it decides to escape.
Yeah.
In the best escape scene ever.
So if you've seen Doom, there's a first person shoot. There's like a first person mode. You know the first person mode in a movie and in a video game. We get a few first person shots from first monkey shots.
It's from the point of the view of the monkey.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
It steals a gun off a security guard, blows the guy's head off.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then makes a run for freedom. Unfortunately, he's caught because the security at this place is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it makes sense because I feel like this is we only see like one little segment of this place.
No, okay. Here's the thing, right? As far as we know, this entire corporation. He works for VSI.
Yeah.
Which gets its money from the shop. And the shop is run by the director, who is an evil bald man who sits behind a desk going, "Tell me more about your
he sucked.
evil."
He was the same. He's Hank out of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And he is
the worst thing I've ever seen.
It doesn't fit at all. Like Hank, when he plays Hank, he's all gruff, kind of manly man, yeah?
Yeah.
In this one, he's always like yeah, he is the Dr. Evil. He's, I would very much like for these guys to, I don't know, that's how he talks. So he's like, yes, tell me more about it. Yeah, it's like he's trying to
put on like a British accent or something.
Yeah, and it's not working. It's not working at all. But they're
yeah,
like
as far as
Umbrella
we
Corp
know,
or Wayne Corporation or whatever.
The VSI place where the doctor works, right? We see the doctor, his boss, Tim's, the other shittier bald guy.
Yep.
And maybe 3 other doctors.
There was one other doctor that I see.
Yeah. So for these 5 workers at this base, there are at least 20 security guards.
I would say 30,
armed to the teeth. And
fully
as far
armed.
as we know, they're just shitting around with VR games.
No, because that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we only saw one little segment. I'm saying every room has that's like the room with the crazy monkeys. No, that's the room with the crazy monkeys. The other room probably has the zombies.
They're in a tiny cement bunker.
The other room has the zombies. Another room has like the androids that want to kill everyone. And another room they're making
so it's like
xenomorphs.
Area 51 from the original Deus Ex game?
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I don't think
insane.
So. I think he walked in there day one, walked past 40 security guards into this tiny concrete bunker with terrible lighting, and just went, "This is my new place."
I love it. I love it. I've always wanted to be an evil scientist.
Are there any other evil scientists? No, just you.
Just me. It's pretty cool though. We see a chimp. We get the chimp, and it's in. It's like an astronaut.
So for a bit, I thought the chimp was psychically connected to the doctor.
I think it was
because he was, yeah. So
because remember, if Jobe, our main character, gets psychic powers,
but he was getting different serums.
No, but no. The telepathy and everything like that was happening before the serums.
Before the evil serum.
He started getting those powers, then they swapped the serums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but not the monkey.
Huh?
The monkey never got the smart serum. The super smart serum.
Yeah, but maybe there is some small overlap.
Well, anyway, the monkey gets shot, and as he
in
does
this movie, there's a chance that the monkey had telepathy.
It's hard to tell exactly what's happening. As the monkey gets shot, Dr. Angelo bursts awake, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's like psychically linked or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's when we find out he has a terrible relationship because he's like crying and trying to talk to his wife, and his wife just turns around and goes, "Stop smoking, it's bad." And kicks him out. I'm like, okay.
That was weird because she just left and never came back.
Fair enough, though. He's going through some sort of breakdown.
And you think it's about the monkey because he does a whole thing, but then you realize later on he's like, that was my paycheck, that was my retirement. Like,
I couldn't figure out
he didn't care about the monkey.
Business angle a lot. It didn't make sense, right? So the VSI company is trying to get money from the shop, but the shop knows exactly what he's doing and is already funding them.
Dude, that made no sense either.
Why do they have to fly to Washington to tell him what's going on when the director is secretly learning everything already?
I have no fucking clue. I was confused.
Was it so they could get the scene with him escaping from the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, these are the same people? I thought this would be like a director.
Yeah. So the chimp gets killed. Tim's the guy's boss.
You know when the director does like a webcam?
Yeah,
like he does a conference call with the other bald evil guy.
Tim's, yeah?
Yeah, Tim's. I think it's Tim.
It's Tim's.
But
I looked it up.
Tim's. What kind of a name is Tim's?
I think it's a last name.
Well, like Tims? That's how you say Tim's?
Yeah. Oh, maybe I have to check it again. No, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But weird bald guy
Anyway,
and the director bald guy.
In the conference call, they want to show that they're so evil that when they show Hank's face, it is like It
is Evil Corp.
It's so...
It is run by Dr. Evil.
Yeah, it's so close to his face.
I kept waiting for them to walk past the room where they're defrosting him.
But they do have cool things, like the spinny ball things that like you'd put like an astronaut in. Well, you wouldn't, but you'd put them in.
That's their VR thing.
Yeah, but they had a monkey in it.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
For 2 seconds.
They had a monkey in
it.
Well, it gets shot in the back as it runs for freedom, and you hear it go, ah!
Anyway, Dr. Angelo has a breakdown and has to take a break from work.
His wife leaves him.
Which is when we first find out that the shop, despite them having to travel to beg for money, knows exactly what's happening and is supporting them already.
Yeah, it didn't really make much sense. He also has some good time watching domestic violence.
They keep threatening to, like, fire him, but then talking about how crucial he is and how they can't get rid of him.
Well, no one else is there.
It's just him.
Just him. No wonder it's just him. They say the project's just him. I know. Get someone else on. Like, what are you going to...
It's crazy.
Our doctor, he spends a lot of time moping around.
He doesn't want to work on chimps anymore. And he was never on board with the whole aggression thing because he keeps saying how stupid it is. It's like, why would you create super aggressive, super intelligent creatures?
What is he?
It makes no sense.
He's kind of neutral, but he'll do what he needs to do for his end. He wants to go forwards in science or whatever.
His von Braun, he doesn't care where the rockets land.
Exactly. Which is dangerous. So we see his neighbor who's a little kid, and we watch some domestic violence while the kid gets beaten up a few times.
The kid and the wife just gets smacked around by this dad. The whole movie.
He just watches the whole way. To be fair,
and idly watches.
There's a pretty nice ending to that dad.
Yeah.
To be fair,
there's a lot of good endings.
So that's our. Was he Peter? The kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peter, he's an integral part to this entire story.
Because he is good friends with the doctor and Jobe. The Lawnmower Man.
Dope. Can I do Dope? Okay. If you've seen Tropic Thunder, look up Simple Jack.
Yeah, Simple Jack is based on Jobe. Like,
For
he has to be. Like, even the way he's dressed with the shitty overalls, half undone, and the crappy hair.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
And what makes it even worse, it's not an actual retarded guy playing Jobe.
Yeah.
And it's not a sympathetic look at it like disabled people. It is. It's a normal guy.
A sympathetic disabled person.
It is a normal guy pretending to be disabled.
It's like, if they're disabled, but they don't look disabled,
no,
I don't care.
It's like straight up. Sorry. This guy is an idiot, and everyone makes fun of him or takes advantage of him.
Oh, you mean? Sorry, what do you mean then? He looks. He is the guy who looks like that. He is
like the most stereotypical.
He's
like
Simple
movies.
Jack.
Yeah,
Simple Jack. That's what I mean by. He's Simple Jack because they were like, let's make stereotype dumb retard guy. And he comes in, he's like, duh, I like comic books and my best friend's a kid, duh.
Yeah.
That's the character we're dealing with is Jobe. And it's kind of awkward.
And he is being taken advantage of by everyone except...
Dude, does the priest fuck him?
Yes.
Okay.
No, 100%.
Whoa.
So he's been adopted by a priest who is terrible to him.
A fucking asshole.
We don't meet the priest till a bit later, but the priest's brother is actually pretty good.
Okay.
I think the priest's brother is the only guy who's good to him the whole way through.
I want to bring that up though, because this kind of annoyed
Alcoholic
me.
gardener though.
The priest's brother?
Yeah.
Okay. This kind of annoyed me a little bit. I get it. Yeah, the priest's brother's good and everything. The priest's brother though. If he was really good and he knows his brother, the priest, is abusing him all the time.
I don't think he knows he's abusing him that much.
Yes, he does.
No, he knows he makes him do penance, right?
Yeah.
But he thinks he just gets him to stay up awake at night, like praying or something.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows that his brother's like alternating between fucking him and beating him.
Yeah. It's really important that... okay, fine. We'll let the brother
I don't think
off.
he knows how bad it is.
Okay, we'll let the brother off.
So yeah, the priest's brother takes him gardening every day. Yeah. They go and Apparently, the only thing he's sort of good at is making machines, and he builds this shitty motor mower.
Which is that's a cliche again.
What, they're like savants in some areas?
Yeah. He's really dumb. Like,
I didn't get the motor mower, right? It spray, like, with most motor mowers, it, like, they spray the grass either to the side or into, like, a catch thing behind it.
Totally with you.
This one throws it in front of the mower.
Totally with you. Also, the exhaust, the big...
The giant twin exhaust that spray right into your face.
Look, it hits you.
Yeah.
It doesn't go to the side or out.
It's directed at your face.
That's so dumb.
Whatever.
I thought the exact same thing.
It made a lot more sense later on when he makes it remote controlled, but yeah.
He doesn't make it remote controlled.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He controls it with his mind.
Oh my god, you thought he made it remote controlled? You dumb.
I wasn't even thinking.
Hey, Jobe, how you doing?
I'm sorry.
Okay,
it would have made sense, though.
That was I have a thing about Big Red, so he loves Big Red. That's the thing he makes.
As he's out mowing the lawns, Dr. Andro's like, hey, I can't go into work, but I've got a shitty VR set up in my basement. I'll just use it to experiment on Jobe.
Yeah, we also have, I forgot, there's also Jake.
Who's Jake?
He's a pumping gas guy.
Oh, yeah, there's
him up?
like a local town bully.
Yeah,
there's constantly making fun of him.
There's not too much on Jake. He's just the petrol guy.
And we know his dad's not doing well.
What?
His dad's not doing well, Jared.
Okay.
There's a lot of weird conversations in this movie.
Yes, there are. Many weird conversations.
Anyway, we get some like montages of Jobe playing video games and in the weird VR thing.
Now, Jobe's
and the
first
VR
video
games
game
are shit.
Right, Jobe's first video game.
Right.
When he first, so when the doctor's like, "Hey, Jobe, can you do this?" It's like matching symbols, right? And he's like, he has to match like the square with the square. He can't do it for the first few. He's like really struggling. But then like half an hour later, or maybe it was a few days later, he's like got him like flying through playing the game with Peter. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's a hell of a jump. You went from
it's a different type of game. Because he gets him back onto the matching thing later.
Does he?
So what the doctor has done, he's created a new serum.
I'm very good at matching squares.
That's for humans, and that it doesn't have the stupid ape aggression thing that he was giving the ape soldiers.
I don't think he knew about that either. I don't know. Did he?
That.
Okay, he did. Okay.
Yeah, because he deliberately makes one without it. He's created the serum. He creates all the serums.
It just drives me nuts. The corporation with that drives me nuts. They're like, we can have like incredibly smart people, or we can have really dumb, aggressive people.
Anyway,
they want to make zombies.
This is also when we find out about his home life.
Dude, it is Umbrella Corp. They want to make zombies.
It is Evil Corp.
All right.
He heads home one day.
Oh, this is great. I love the religious angle in this movie.
We see the crazy priest, and he's like, little bastards in the priest house.
Yep.
Because there are ants in the church.
Or something, yeah.
So he's spraying him down. He's like, oh, he should have been doing this. So he goes up to confront Lawnmower Man. And Lawnmower Jobe is like kneeling down, crying like, please don't do it again, Mr. Priest.
And he also does this, like the priest does the creepy hand
He grabs his hand and he starts like caressing his head.
I didn't like that.
And rubbing him up and down. And it's like, oh, that's when you know that he's totally molested that kid.
I did not like that.
And then he gets Jobe to take off his shirt and he starts beating him with this belt, getting him to cry and everything. And that's when you're like, oh, Jobe's got some issues.
Some problems at home.
He's being beaten up by Jake at the petrol pump, and he's being molested and beaten by his foster priest dad, and his friend Peter is being like beaten up constantly by his dad.
Yeah, you feel bad for Peter. Peter's a good kid.
Yeah.
Peter's a good kid.
So Lawnmower Man starts to become smarter and smarter and do better and better.
Yeah. And it's quite obvious when there's suddenly a massive change, because now he doesn't wear his hair like he was beforehand.
Yeah, he starts to do up his hair and dress nicely.
And he's also like, Doctor, I think people can tell.
Tell I'm smart? Yeah. That's also when he starts to catch the eye of the next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah. So the next door neighbor, well, is it the next door neighbor? Yeah, you're right.
The next door neighbor on the other side.
Who he also cuts the lawn for.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he does the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
She is down to fuck.
He's the Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's so down to fuck, and apparently what we hear...
Well, yeah, because Jake and the head gardener are, like, talking about her, and the head gardener's like, oh, yeah, ever since her husband died, she has been open for business.
Oh yeah, she's been
sticking her legs up for everybody.
Every young stud in town.
Lawnmower Man, you should totally do that.
I know, he's a really supportive, good boss when you think about it.
Not that Lawnmower Man has to try hard. All he does is fix up his hair and stand up straight.
Well, the only people we're seeing...
and not wear baby clothes.
Well, most of the guys, I don't know, we don't really have a great perspective of the guys in the town.
The rest of the town?
Yeah. It's quite odd. I don't understand what's going on. I gotta say, though, when he is showing him... When the doctor is making him become smarter...
Yeah.
Okay. This is the thing that got me. Okay, they're not showing him like math equations and things like that. You know the Rayman thing where it's like the math numbers are coming up and equations, and he's like, in this movie.
I'm also not sure how it's working.
I do not know at all. They inject him with drugs, and
but
then
later on he's like throwing data packets into bits of his brain.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think the movie knows.
Yeah, because it uses a couple of different ways.
What they show us, though, is alchemy symbols. They're the things coming up, like sacred geometric shapes and crap like that.
Illuminati symbols.
Yeah, it's
like
all
that.
the sacred shapes and alchemy symbols and everything. They're what pop up and everything. And I'm like, oh, he's teaching him alchemy. But then we find out.
But the other thing is,
he's unlocking past abilities that humans used to have.
Towards the end, when he starts talking about it and he's like, yeah, doctor, I'm obviously a lot smarter than you.
That's
what
true.
is happening is humans used to be able to do magic, and that's what wizards and stuff were.
Yeah.
But we lost it, and now with the power of VR, he's getting it back.
That made no sense to me. I didn't get that at all.
That whole section just came out of nowhere because it's one of his... Towards the end, Lawnmower Man goes completely nuts.
He's crazy.
So what happens is the doctor decides things are going really well. I'll go to VSI and tell them what's happening.
Okay.
They're actually super pleased. Well, he is at first because he's like, okay, yeah, bring him in because he needs the bigger lab now to continue his research.
And at this point,
keep pumping him with the stuff.
He's doing great. He's fucking that woman, so he's doing great. That at this point, he changes his hairdo. He starts fucking the chick. He gives away all his comics to the kid.
He's having fun.
He's having fun. Yeah. He's also the priest came to like.
Is this when he started to have telepathy?
No, it's not quite yet. I think the priest starts to beat on him.
He stands up for himself.
Stands up for himself, rightfully
Doesn't do anything out of control. Just tells him,
like, fuck off.
Get out of the house.
Yeah, and it's
my house.
It's really good at this. Like, life's good for him, and now it goes downhill.
Well, okay. At first, it's okay. He starts going to the VSI place. The VR segments where his brain gets enhanced are really crazy. Like, I don't think we can express just how crazy the effects are in this film.
Oh,
40% of this film is terrible 3D animation. Really bad 3D animation. It's
really aged poorly. It's horrible.
It cuts to
it's like a PS1 game. It's a PS1 game.
No, not even that.
It's terrible.
It'll be like a stick figure sort of character with a terrible drawn-on face, screaming and throwing data packets into a really bad-looking claymation brain.
It kind of reminds me. I don't know. It's the thing is too.
Those really early '90s kid shows that had too much 3D animation.
It's someone who hasn't played video games' view of what it should look like.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Because you know when they're the one where they're flying. Oh my god, that was so funny too. So there's this one where they're flying and he's playing with Peter.
Yeah.
And it's like they lay down on a plane looking, I don't know what it is. They lay down on this bed thing to fly. It's really funny to watch the actors because if you watch the actors, they're falling off the goddamn thing.
Like, they can barely sit.
They're barely standing.
They had to strap them on to keep them on at some point.
But the thing is with those scenes, when you see them inside the video game, it doesn't make any sense for them to be what they are.
What do you mean?
What they are, the front will be like the front of an airplane, but then the back is the legs coming out of it.
Yeah.
It's like they're meant to be inside some sort of like thing where it's a human holding the thing inside. It's like, no, you'd make it a ship.
Jared,
no one who makes video games is like, oh, let's make it a triangle with a human body out of it. Like, this isn't some weird Japanese game.
Cutting edge technology, Jared.
All right,
whatever. You got to accept there's some faults.
All right, well, and they also, it's just crazy. So the evil guys at this point, is this when they start doing the thing?
This is again where the whole structure of this organization doesn't make sense.
Oh, there's a great line though in this scene.
He wants the evil guy who works at VSI.
Yep.
the loser bald guy, he wants to contact
Tim's.
He wants the doctor to contact the shop so that they can tell him about the research.
Yep.
The Dr. Angelo is like, no, it's not ready yet. Okay, there's some weird stuff happening. I'm pretty sure he can read minds now.
Yeah,
some other stuff's happening.
He does also say that he is like nothing he's ever seen he's like nothing he's ever seen before. He's like a clean, hungry sponge.
Yeah, just soaking up the information.
Yeah,
so the doctor walks out of the room. Evil guy immediately goes over to the wall, turns on the evil telecommunication stuff, and starts talking to the shop guy about it. So the shop knows everything that's happening.
Yes.
Also, the shop, that's the name of your evil organization. The shop.
Yeah. We got Wayne. Oh, damn it. What's the alien one? Wayne
Enterprises?
No, that's Batman.
Wayne Yutani.
Wayne Yutani?
No.
Damn it. Waylon.
No, you're thinking of Waylon Smithers from Simpsons.
No, I swear Waylon is Yutami is
I can't remember.
Alien
Whatever.
One. It's a W. Anyway, you got all these great bad people, and they were like the shop.
Yeah.
What
so,
boring
but
name.
that's the thing. It's like, why are they so desperate to go show his information when they know what it is? Right?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And later on, when he does talk to the shop guy pretends like he doesn't know. And in fact, he seems like he doesn't know what's going on.
This movie's got flaws.
But that's a big flaw. Like, it's the whole thing for everything that happens.
The funniest thing is
because the shop guy is like, okay, so this is giving him superpowers and turning him super smart. Okay, give him the monkey drug that makes him go crazy.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Secretly give him the monkey drug that makes them go crazy.
I don't get that. Why would they? You
so
learn that you can make people super smart. So that guy goes down and he
swaps out the human super smart drug with the monkey go crazy drug.
Imagine learning that you're like, oh wow, we've untapped secret abilities inside you to make you the X-Men and you're super smart. Like you would be like,
before he goes crazy,
yeah.
He's like talking about how super smart he is.
But wouldn't you be saying like, yeah, do me?
Yeah.
Well, he has a few things of showing how he's super smart.
Okay, one of them is really stupid.
Is it the one where it's music?
Yeah, he wants to learn all the different types of music. So instead of listening to the music, like Data in Star Trek.
Yes, he listens to like
multiple tracks at the same time.
Yeah. I get you.
I get that.
Yeah.
Still, it sounds dumb, but I get it. So, but what Lawnmower Man does is he listens to the first 10 seconds of the disc and then changes it to another one. So he's like, it'll start off with like a little bit of a guitar riff and he's like, I understand country music now. And it just changes the CD.
That's annoying because I sort of get it where it's like, okay, he sampled a bit. So
this is blues. I understand it.
But honestly, that was annoying.
That was the dumbest. That was one of the dumbest smart things he does.
What else? He still keeps friends with the little kid who is constantly...
Yeah, because at this point, he hasn't gone evil yet.
The little kid says the best thing though.
What's that?
When they're playing like a video game, I forgot to mention this. They say a very 90s phrase. I don't even know
if it's the little kid's really nice the whole way through.
He's such a nice kid. He gets beaten up a lot.
By his dad.
Oh, it's hilarious.
He runs over his dad when his dad comes home. The dad just smacks him to the ground.
But do you remember when the little kid, like, he won a game and he goes, that was Sketch.
Yes,
Sketch? That was Sketch?
I think it was Sketch, yeah.
Sketch.
That's just 90s talk, Jared.
Oh, yeah. Also, when they go to the evil corporation place to get him smart, right?
BSI, yeah.
Okay. They wear Tron suits.
Oh, yeah, boy, you've got to wear Tron suits that light up to hook into the VR mainframe.
100% they're Tron suits.
Yeah.
They like that. That's what it's from, is Tron suits.
Oh, no, totally.
And so now he starts going evil?
He's not turning evil, but he's like, he starts to act weird. So the first thing that happens that's like really bad is he's started to become much smarter and he's like sort of controlling people's minds now. So he brings his girlfriend.
Actually, he gets a headache
to have
first.
cyber sex.
He gets a big headache.
That's
first.
Earlier on, yeah.
No, that's right after he gets injected.
Yeah. But later on, then he takes his girlfriend to have cyber sex.
The girlfriend's later. But first off, stuff's going bad when he starts getting intensely like massive headaches.
Yeah.
And like things like that, and you're like, this isn't good.
He starts to feel better after that, after a bit.
Yeah, but I think that's like a sign.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, I thought that was just before he started getting telepathy. Remember, he starts hearing what people are saying.
Oh, I feel like I don't know where it is in this one.
It's all over the place.
But he takes his girlfriend that they like eating apples at each other, and they remember that scene?
Yeah, their sex scene is really weird.
Right, for her to entice him up, she's like eating an apple, and
that was when
like,
he was still simple. So
yeah.
it's like, I'm not sure what you were doing.
And he just started eating an apple back, which is weird because I've seen a few movies where they eat apples at each other to sexually invite each other over.
Yeah.
I think that's like a mating call. I didn't know it, but I've seen it now a few times.
Jared. You know, you got the apple.
You gotta eat that apple.
Eden thingy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, you didn't... Okay.
I did not think about that.
Yeah, but the cyber sex goes terribly wrong as she falls into a subconscious and like gets stuck in it, and then he turns into a giant frog monster.
Well, what happens?
This is all happening in the VR thing, obviously.
I have a quote here.
And then the tongue starts lashing out, and I think it's sucking out her brain.
I'm trying to find the quote. Okay. When she's being sucked into the goo thing, he says, like, she's screaming, and he goes, "It's from our primal minds what's happening," so he thinks she's enjoying it, because apparently that's the thing.
Because he's had the evil monkey stuff, and that works on the primal mind, so he's becoming a bit weirder.
I think the thing is that that's her mind doing that, and he's like, that's what you really want.
Yeah, but instead of saving her, he sort of goes out of control, and
he turns into a giant... It's not
a
frog, but it's like... that's the closest,
terrible-looking monster.
That's the closest thing I can equate it to, is a giant standing-up alien frog.
The next thing we see, it's the next morning, and he's mowing the lawn with his mind. The mowing machine is going up and down, and you just hear this laughing, and I think this is the last time we see her, but we look in, and she's just lying on the bed laughing to herself.
So her mind's fucked.
And he's obviously quite upset about
He actually mind-fucked her, literally and metaphorically. I gotta
this is where he starts to go.
Wait, you know about the 3D world, the virtual world? We really haven't stated this enough. This movie's 3D world is so bizarre. It's like a weird-ass acid trip.
I'm pretty sure it's parodying in an episode of Community where the dean gets hold of...
VR.
A VR sort of mainframe
Totally
thing.
believe you, because it's like VR these days. To be fair, I did go into like VR chat once or twice.
Yeah.
And like I have done a tiny amount of VR. It's not that far off. People just play games on it and be anime girls and dinosaurs and robots and cats.
But they don't use it to enhance their intelligence?
No. You use it to become an anime figure and then run around and make terrible memes.
Okay.
That's what VR is. Actually, to be fair, there are some good things coming out of VR these days. But my point is, without seeing the actual crazy ass VR side of it, you just don't. You don't get it. Oh, that's right. That's what you know when he's the evil VR thing.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Shogun from that video game that now I'm totally forgetting the name of.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Shogun, the evil computer.
Nope.
Okay.
No idea.
All right. You haven't played it.
Obviously not.
That's cool.
Anyway,
keep going.
Yeah. So he starts to
That's the era of graphics too. That's what it looks like.
He starts to turn evil. He wants to continue. He wants to accelerate the... he wants more and more serum. Little evil guy finally convinces Dr. Angelo to visit the shop for money.
But this is right after they have an argument, actually.
Yeah, because he feels that they need to slow down because he realizes something weird's going on.
And then
he's
he
like,
starts...
for some reason, he's acting weird, just like the crazy monkeys did.
Yeah, and
before they killed people.
He starts mind-fucking him too, and he's like, "Get out of my head, Jobe! Get out of my head!"
So, yeah, he heads off to Washington to have a conversation with the director of the shop, even though the director of the shop knows exactly what's been happening. But apparently, during the conversation, he doesn't.
Dude, let's face it, the evil company is terrible.
The whole thing makes no sense.
How hard is it to get an evil company right? You give them a name.
The shop.
Yeah, how do you screw that up?
I don't know.
Let's just do a little brainstorming here.
No, I don't even want to.
Bulldog.
Evil Corp would make more sense.
Just anything.
Anyway, Jobe, frustrated by the fact that he couldn't, accelerate it, breaks into the place because he can just get the guard to just open the doors now.
Oh yeah,
and
no, that's understandable. Jobe has mind powers. He's mind
at this
tricking
point,
them.
he's become incredibly powerful.
Yeah,
and he basically takes a ton of the serum.
Mm-hmm.
Does the VR stuff actually help, or is that just like learning programs?
Dude, I don't fucking know. They just show alchemy shit.
So he jams himself with like tons of the serum, the evil monkey serum, and he's like overdosing on it.
Yeah.
That's when his reign of terror begins.
To be fair, the movie actually becomes really cool at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
well,
this
there's
is
a bit at the hotel. So
Actually,
Dr. Angelo finds out they've been giving him the monkey serum and is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that?
He loses
That is
it.
so stupid.
Yeah, he loses it and goes to leave. And of course, because Evil Corp is evil and they're
So
evil.
now there are like armed goons running around after him.
So they try and catch him, which for some reason he can fight them off. Then he runs away from them.
Yeah, and then we get to see the cool reign of terror.
Okay.
So the first one to die...
Wait. Again, we need some preface with that.
Yeah.
Cool reign of terror, massive quotations there, because the effects are...
The effects ruin this movie.
Which sucks, because it's actually cool.
It's pretty cool what we're looking at, but it is just
It's interesting
so
too,
goofy.
because if they had just chosen not to use 3D effects that they had...
Do you think they were like on a PG thing? Although you see the girl's tits.
No, because
see...
I looked this up, remember? Because I looked up Lawnmower Man 1 and 2.
It's an R, yeah?
Lawnmower Man is an R. Yeah.
Which makes their decision for the first kill confusing. So the first one to die is the priest.
Okay, wait, Lawnmower Man 2 is a PG. That's how you know it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
If you go from an R...
Maybe it's good, Jared.
No, you can't
Give
go
it
from
a chance. Give it a chance.
It's okay. This is what I'm trying to say. Lawnmower Man almost is actually kind of a semi-decent horror. Almost
there. But the effects make it just goofy
its
funny.
effects are so bad that you're staring at them going, why? And that's what we'll get to with the priest. But that's the thing, though. When you know it goes from an R to a PG, get fucked. Get fucked.
Do you not want to watch the second film?
I'm thinking we're going to watch it tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
so he turns up
goes
at
to
the
the
priest's
priest.
place. He's dressed in his Tron suit, which lights up whenever he gets angry, apparently.
Which is kind of cool. From this point, it's kind of cool.
And then he uses his powers to set the priest on fire, which should look cool.
Well, not only that,
in the
but
center
like...
of church. Unfortunately, they decided to do the whole thing
in VR.
as a VR effect.
It's really dumb because the priest is a good actor. He fits the priest role well.
Yeah,
it's creepy. It's a priest thing.
But instead of like him bursting into flames and it being horrifying, he turns into a bad special effect, which you can see through. Like his body disappears. It's just an outline of like
an outline that you can see through.
Shot flames around the side of him.
That is so because that's the worst. That's the number one offender, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the one where I'm like, oh,
that could have been
cuffs,
cool.
His cuff's gonna like light on fire, and then it's gonna light on fire.
Yeah.
That is incredibly easy special effect to do.
Instead, the body disappears and it becomes the worst looking man on fire effect I've ever seen.
All they needed to do to show that was literally just light his
For a
cuffs on
bit,
fire.
I thought he was just sparkling like one of the vampires from Twilight.
Dude, just a bit of like gasoline on that thing. Like obviously wear like a suit underneath, like and light down fire. You just need to see the cuff first, and then change him out for a dummy or something, right? And have it lit on fire.
No,
that would look cool.
Terrible 3D effect.
Right. And
this movie must have cost a lot of money.
They have the budget to get stuntmen and proper effects. Like
but they'd waste it on these terrible 3D effects.
Simplest effect. Age-old guy on fire.
After he's dealt with the priest,
come on.
Next is Jack, the gas guy.
Jack, the gas guy,
which is so he uses his telekinesis.
What does he turn up with?
Tie him up, huh?
What does he turn up with?
The motor mower.
He turns up with Big Red.
He's walking around with Big Red, the motor mower.
So he has some weird attachment to Big Red.
Yeah, he loves Big Red.
He definitely loves Big Red. He
loved
Big
that
Red.
before he became crazy.
That's true.
He ties him up with the gas cords.
Thing, yeah.
And then we see this terrible 3D animation of a brain and a motor mower faced guy chewing up the brain.
Yes.
Because Jack was the one who called him Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
No, but he also calls him stupid.
Yeah. He's now you're stuck with the Lawnmower Man, which is kind of interesting.
It's kind of a nice
It's just the
payback.
goofy looking effect.
I know.
It.
That's what I meant by that scene. So I think it's the point. It's from
it should be horrifying because the guy's like gone crazy, brain dead.
Exactly, because the most horrifying point is when you hear the girl just laughing on the couch and she can't move.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, and that's when the movie changes. You're like, oh, that's dark. And then he burns the priest. You're like, oh, tell me more.
For that terrible effect, that would be ominous.
If it wasn't for that terrible effect. And then he does the mind fuck and you go, oh, again, if it wasn't for that terrible effect. And then we're moving on to the next one, which
is straight
better.
out of Overdrive, the movie.
I was thinking of Brain Dead.
Because he
Wait, don't they do that in Brain Dead? They kill someone with a motor mower and everything.
Yeah, he hacks up a bunch of zombies with a
fucking hell of a film.
I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Hell of a goddamn film, Brain Dead.
Yeah, he puts it. He goes to his little friend's Peter's house. He puts the mum and the kid asleep.
Yeah, that's smart.
The dad's
like
literally sitting
He's
in front of the TV going, I'm going to beat the shit out of these kids tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the door gets kicked in and the motor mower comes in and just starts chasing him around the house, which is really funny to watch. I mean, it's straight out of Overdrive.
It could have been done better as well. Like, at least this time it's like the physical chasing him around.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary, but again, it doesn't quite make it.
I was wondering what was going to happen. I thought he'd get like sucked into it or something, but no, he makes it out the back and the lawnmower flies at his face, and that's the last we see of it.
Yeah, and then we hear that like, oh, half of him's in the bird bath and the other half is over there.
Yeah, Dr. Angelo arrives the next morning, and this is like, probably one of my favorite bits out of the movie.
There's a reign of terror.
These police are like right next door. They're like, oh yeah, he's dead, and he's like, oh, the kid's okay, the mom's okay. But there's been deaths all over the town. Something crazy is happening.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Angelo sees
well, they say they're going to investigate. They say they're going to investigate.
There's going to be a big investigation.
And then he's
cops.
like, "Yeah, one." And then they just go, "It's all an accident, though."
Dr. Angelo looks across, and Lawnmower Man's standing there, and he's like staring at the police. And all of a sudden, the police are like, "Just a bunch of accidents."
Yeah, crazy.
Calling them all off, letting everyone go. It was just a funny accident. You know, these happen all the time. It's
that was great.
He's like Jedi mind tricked the entire town.
I was only just thinking of this. He is like a useful Jedi.
At this point...
You know what I mean? He's a useful Jedi.
Except he's crazy.
We never see
except
this.
Except he's crazy and he wants to kill people.
But we never get this in Star Wars.
Yeah.
A Jedi who is like...
using their powers
whenever they use their like Jedi trick, it's like once.
Yeah. You don't want to sell drugs.
Oh yeah, that's once. That was alright though. I kind of like that scene. Don't sell drugs. Oh, okay, I'm not going to sell drugs. Sorry about Star Wars references there.
No,
back to
from one of the better movies.
So this is where you're like, it's still going pretty hardcore. It's still going pretty well. So how does he get him again? Does he just go back to his house? I think he's just in his house.
Yeah, he goes to meet the doctor and he ties the doctor up and he's like, yeah. So this is where he has the weird plan.
He reads the doctor's mind, apparently, which doesn't make sense because the doctor wants to... Once the doctor finds out... I'm pretty
sure he already knows everything.
I know, but it's weird, though, because once the doctor finds out that he's been injected with the evil thing, he's like, we gotta go stop it. We gotta go help him or whatever, right? So the doctor actually, from what I understand...
He wants to try and fix him
And
somehow.
I get that this movie's just bad, so this is why. Yeah. Or that Jobe is just crazy at this point. So one of the two.
He's crazy at this point.
I think it's one of the two. Yeah. I get that you said that it's because Jobe's evil, but I think the
not
movie's
evil,
just,
but he's definitely crazy.
I think the movie should have made the doctor out to be more selfish and everything, and like be like, no, because at this point Jobe reads his mind. He's like, you want to destroy me or whatever. You tricked me or
you're scared of me and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like he thinks that the doctor wants to kill him or destroy him.
Well,
I'm not totally sure if that's right.
I think he kind of does at that point because he's worried about him. People from the shop turn up.
The evil corporation gets sent. So the evil corporation...
because Jobe's plan, right? He explains his plan. He's going to get into the VR machine and basically transfer his consciousness to the World Wide Web.
Yes.
And that will make him a god, which makes no sense to me because as far as I can tell...
Mm-hmm. He's going to upload his consciousness.
Because what we find out is that by uploading his consciousness, he'll lose control over the physical world.
Not true. That doesn't happen, remember?
What do you mean?
There's a scene, he manages to open the door later.
No, that's because it's connected to the system. He unlocks it. It's one.
Doesn't it shine?
They make a huge thing out of the fact that all the doors are electric.
Doesn't it shine?
No. Yeah. The door thing shines. It's for the card.
All right. I thought he like.
They make a
in.
big point out of the fact that once he logs in his brain, he can't affect the physical world. So I'm like, why? Why would you want that existence?
You live forever. You have like all information and technology.
He does that already. Except now he's trapped in the World Wide Web.
No, but I think the idea is that he'll be able to reach out and turn people into more of him. Eventually, they all join a collective unconscious.
I don't think that was it at all.
I think so.
Because he can't force them to take the serum or anything.
No, but that's why he phones them all, because he's going to, like, make them all part of the connection.
No, he makes a big thing out of when he becomes an electronic god, he's going to signal his birth by ringing phones.
That's lame. Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's pretty lame.
Yeah.
I think my idea is better. Are you sure?
I'm not saying your idea is not better. I'm just saying that's not what's happening.
He's just going to call everyone and be like,
yeah, because they need to take the serum as well.
Hello.
And be strapped into the VR machine that he's breaking.
This is God.
He doesn't want them to be gods. He wants to be God.
What are they going to...
Because he thinks everyone needs to be led.
But what are they going to say? They're going to be like, hello? And they're going, hello, this
That's
is God.
why it didn't make any sense to me.
And then what are you going to do? You're going to be like, okay.
Anyway, yeah, so Jobe heads off to the VSI.
No. The evil corp send, of course, because they have this is special. They have like special agents just on call and on their whim to like go shoot people.
I wasn't sure if the shop was a government agency or not.
So, dude, I don't fucking know. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So
Men in Black turn up.
Yeah, 2 Men in Black turn up, and they come out with Uzis, and then Jobe does this again. Would be cool, but isn't. Does this effect where he like turns them into like thousands of little particle bubbles or whatever, and then they explode sort of thing, or just disappear. And that's that's just lame. It's just because the effects look so bad.
And we even see later one guy who's like partially done, and he's like, he keeps falling apart and coming back together and screaming, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
I get why if you read this, you'd be like, ooh, scary, cool. But then when you watch these effects, you're like, it looks real bad.
Yeah.
So he turns them into it, and then the evil corp guy watching then is like, oh my God. And he calls up Tim's, and Tim's at this point has realized he's fucked up because he was like, oh shit, he's got superpowers and he's super evil.
Yeah, except the shop guy, he doesn't seem to understand what's happening. He's like, the doctor must have created a super energy weapon. And even Tim's is like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Tim's is like,
That's crazy.
He doesn't make weapons, and he's like, he's made a weapon, a microwave weapon or something like that. And it's like, no, he's a doctor of the brain. He doesn't do. He's like, he's made it.
Take all of the information stuff.
So dumb.
The doctor does some sort of remote hacking thing and puts a ton of locks around.
You know what Tim starts doing?
The company's database.
Tim doesn't do that. Tim starts destroying the files on him.
No, he takes them, then destroys them. That's what he's told to do.
Oh, I thought he was just. I thought he had
Dr.
a conscious
Angelo
thing.
remotely locks the
network.
The network for the company.
Because the thing is, he knows if he's gonna join into the mainframe of the network, right? But if the network is disconnected everywhere else, he can't get out of there.
So, luckily, Dr. Angelo finds a ton of explosives in the Men in Black's car and heads to VSI to
They were just walking around with explosives and guns.
Just ready-made.
So as they're going there, though, the Tim's guy is like...
army... so, first of all, Lawnmower Man takes out the army of security guards this place has by summoning a swarm of electronic wasps. Which are real, right? They're not a hallucination.
No, they're real.
They really are giant, terrible-looking 3D wasps.
He somehow has giant balls with him again, the giant particle balls. I don't know what they are. And they turn into giant 3D wasps that then attack the people.
Yeah, the effects make it hard to understand what's... Well, I don't think he's trying to kill people.
Doesn't kill any of them.
Exactly. He's gotten the older gardener to drive him.
Well, why? Also, is he out of his mind? He's out of his mind, right?
He's sort of crazy.
What do you mean he doesn't have a car?
What? The Lawnmower Man.
He was driving that car before, in the scene where he's doing the music.
Yes.
Why does he need the only reason they need the old guy is because the old guy now gets shot.
I think maybe because he's using his powers, he doesn't want to drive and use his powers. Anyway, the head gardener gets shot by one of the security guards. And the Lawnmower Man gets the security guard to blow his own head off. That was pretty cool.
That's dark.
That was good. That was the best kill in the movie.
Yeah.
And it was because it didn't have a goofy special effect.
No special effects. It was great.
Anyway, he goes in, he starts killing all the other scientists and the evil guy. Hooks up to the...
Well, he turns that evil guy into the particles again.
Yeah,
and that's the evil guy who's like sort of keeping his particles together, but then screaming and they're coming apart and coming back together.
He hooks into the VR machine and you were like, what happened? Because as he gets hooked in and his mind goes into it, his body like literally shrinks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people understood how the internet or anything worked. Like, they thought you physically enter the net.
No, that's true. If you get an Ethernet if you get an Ethernet cord that's connected to your router, you stick it in your ass. You got to watch out.
You're gonna it's like a vampire.
Into it. You're gonna be sucked right into it. Terrible.
Except now he's trapped because he can't actually leave.
Yes.
And he can no longer affect the physical world.
So then for some reason... Oh, no. Then the doctor goes there to plant the explosives, but he has to get
I think he still wants to save Jobe.
Yeah.
Because he enters the VR thing as well.
But he has to get the woman and Peter.
Yeah.
Peter and his mum to drive him there because his car's been destroyed. That was pretty good.
And of course, he has to take the kid along with him.
And of course, Peter... He's like, Peter, stay here. Peter runs in after he's planted the explosives. Because, yeah, he goes inside the machine and Jobe is just like...
Jobe realizes there are explosives everywhere. He goes to stop them, but he can't because he can no longer affect the physical world.
Jobe does do some weird things to the doctor, too. He also crucifies the doctor.
Him and he starts, like, lashing him and stuff.
Yeah, it's
While
a bit
he's trying
weird.
to escape. He's still trying to find a way out.
So he because the doctor's blocked everything.
Yeah.
So he lets the doctor go so he can save Peter. And then, of course, they manage to run out as it's
exploding. Because he still likes Peter.
And then Jobe is trying to find a way out.
Just before the place explodes, he goes, back door, and escapes.
A back door! And he gets out through it.
Yeah. Then it cuts to the three of them recuperating somewhere, saying, oh, yeah, we're going to have to find somewhere to lay low. And all of a sudden, all the phones start going off.
Yes, all the phones. And that's the end of Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
A movie that... honestly, could have been a really good horror.
But just ends up being goofy.
Goofy. Very goofy.
It's just too goofy.
There are other things I would need to fix too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the first half it can't... No, you know what? It could have been a good horror.
You don't need Simple Jack.
No, it kind of works.
Too Simple Jack.
This is why I'm like, the story kind of works. The effects and the way they actually shot it and everything don't.
The shop and the whole VSI thing, the evil corp, doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, that's
Lawnmower Man.
That's Lawnmower Man.
Number 1.
I know number 2's worse.
Did you enjoy the film? Would you watch it?
I loved it.
Would you recommend people watch it?
Yes, totally.
I enjoyed the film as well.
I think it's hilarious.
You should watch it just to see that it's obviously had a lot of influence.
What?
In that a lot of things have parodied it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
because I think it was quite
successful
in a way.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was actually. But I think it was quite big compared to other films. And especially like what it's doing, it's VR, all that stuff. It's the 90s. So it kind of fits in rather well.
It slots in next to like Hackers or things like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I love Hackers.
Okay.
Yeah. So I honestly, actually that's the thing. If this was better effects, it would just be a good horror from the 90s. And I would say maybe decent horror. Let's downgrade it from good to decent.
You'd have to lose some of the
of things.
Campy stuff.
But let's downgrade it to a decent horror if it was done right. Then I would have never watched it. But with all these goofy effects, it's actually so bad it's good. So in a way, kind of good that it's so bad.
For you.
For me, yes. And that's Lawnmower Man. Maybe we'll watch Lawnmower Man too. Too sure. PG.
Okay.
The fuck is it gonna... Right. Well, Peter's in it again. Same actor.
Yeah, no, that's good.
No Pierce Brosnan. Couldn't get him back for Lawnmower Man.
Couldn't get Jobe back either.
Oh, wow. That is Lawnmower Man too. Thanks for listening. Catch you later. Thanks for listening to the end of the reel. If you know anyone else who is a fan of good bad movies, share this podcast around to them. Sharing is the best way to help promote our podcast.